Well, I really want to talk about this justice phase. The Pisces sun squaring the Sagittarius moon. I wanted to make this talk about the social world because I have come to associate Sagittarius as the beginning of a new social realm, a spiritual realm of relating. I guess like the astral realm, but really a waking life astral realm. Because in spirituality, there is all kinds of stuff talked about that I have no identification with. I hardly register my dreams. I don't find much value in a lot of my dreams. I view them as processing. And that's about it. We become aware of imagery that our mind is sorting out when we're coming into and out of sleep. And it's not that I don't think any of it is ever meaningful. There are no coincidences, right? But most of the time, my dreams don't serve me too well. And I've had experiences, and I guess what people are calling the astral realm, that are just weird and disturbing. I do not appreciate whatever that is. And my conception of it is possibly just that, like it's like in the movie Waking Life. This guy is walking through dreams, talking to person after person after person. They've all got different perspectives. There's no shared logic anywhere. And one guy is just kind of a creepy guy talking about how in the astral plane you can have any kind of sex you want. So it makes me feel like it's just this teenage free-for-all for wandering spirits who don't know their boundaries. And that's very much the vibration that you get even just hearing people talk about it. It's usually very out of touch with the heart space and with any concept of respect or divine love. It's kind of just fucking around in a disembodied way. So that is not what I mean. I mean a very conscious waking life soulfulness where you consider yourself in communion with the soul aspect of everyone that you are dealing with. And when you are living in alignment for yourself, it creates this sense of trust in the whole world and in others. And so many social interactions glide. Everything is very nice. I don't know really how to describe this because it's something that is demonstrably just within me a lot of the time. And then it surprises me that others are not getting the sense, the same sense about interacting with me. So feeling in communion just kind of makes you a quiet individual. Like you just don't need to say very much. And I think that makes people jump to conclusions about you. And honestly, I do not speculate whatsoever about people and like either what they may be up to or what they may be thinking about me. I just don't do that anymore. Unless like a true rupture happens. And several of those have taken place over the past couple years. And I keep getting pushed back into my hermit space, which, I don't know. I think I'm just neutral about everything now. I don't know how to be social without the context of the spiritual. And I can work in any spiritual context. I can translate the unity in any spiritual context. But I cannot socialize where it's just materialism and ego. By ego, I really just mean personality. Like, I don't mean any negative interpretation of it at all. I mean, when people are dealing in the surface, how people appear and projections and when everybody's being compared to the past. That's what projection is, when we project our past and therefore our assumptions onto people that are around us. I get confused very fast and I exit the social situation. I also eventually kind of succumb to being around other people, like just the carelessness and the casual narcissistic interplay and expressions of affection or desire to connect often take the form of love bombing. And I feel like I've experienced more of that from women in, like, since I moved where I am. And I've got to say about love bombing, like, it's like writing someone a $1,000 check. And you're like, oh my gosh, here you go, I love you. And then next week you're like, where's my $1,000? You are basically forcing someone to take a loan of love because you want that love in return. And it's a fear-based thing. Really, that's all narcissism comes down to. But we have to start seeing it for what it is. I want to love everybody that comes into my life. But ultimately, we don't speak the same language, and we don't get to the same page, it seems. But I view that as always temporary. In this waking life astral realm, the Sagittarius moon represents the pericardium, which is a sheath around the heart. I see it as though there is this protective sheath over all social interactions. And within that heart, within that sheath, everything is going to happen. All the good and all the bad. The well is going to run dry. The well is going to overflow. The well will be bombed and it will be reconstructed. The heart is going to endure everything because I think it's just a shock to become material at all. Soul and spirit is what we know, and it's hard to figure out how to be separate entities and how to interact with one another. So under the Sagittarius moon specifically, my song for the Sagittarius moon is Dancing in the Moonlight. And every time the Sagittarius moon comes around, I am reminded that this is what we are doing. We are just all on a cosmic dance floor. And some of us are at a metal concert, rampaging and wanting a safe space to fight. Others are waltzing. Some are wallflowers. It doesn't matter. We're all safely held within the pericardium, non-judgmentally. And another thing about Sagittarius, I have reversed the direction of the arrow because the centaur of Sagittarius is aiming its arrow at Scorpio. So not only is it attacking an aspect of its own self, it's also facing backwards in the zodiac. So as just another way of writing in a change to our perspective, I've just reversed the arrow in our Sagittarius emoji or symbol or whatever. We don't attack our own scorpions. And if we do, it is the poison of their own tails. I actually think scorpions really do that. When they are in a dire situation, they will kill themselves with their own poison. Our little creepy crawlies inside of us don't need outside enemies or outside help in their transformations. And remember, Scorpio has 3 forms. So not only is the scorpion something that needs transformation, the eagle is still a predatorial creature. The eagle is the very solid ego acting in the world that probably has a very good image and reputation, and still has to burn off 95% of itself to become true spiritual gold, the phoenix. But we're not dealing in Scorpio right now. It's just very important. Once you have done that, once you become phoenix-like in as many ways as possible, more of your life resembles this wonderful, fun, Sagittarian dance floor where lower self and higher self, the horse, are instinct, and the upper dantian, the upper half of the human body, they become united. And it's just a crazy, sexy, cool time where everybody is respected and nobody is judged. It's just a groove. And from there, after Sagittarius, you have Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And I don't think the world even knows what truly mature Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces look like. I've been using the word mature a lot lately, and it's just because I am so desperate and have been so desperate all of my life to meet with forces outside of myself that I regard as mature. I have longed for mentors, real honest-to-God mentors. But you know what's always gotten in the way? Sex. Or just flat out, nobody's a grown-up. So those are the things I talk about. Anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful week of poetic justice. Peace out.